New life abounds all along the Indian Ocean coastline. Tonight, a bale of sea turtles have found a new home waiting for them. Here in Watamu, in southern Kenya, thousands of newborn turtles will poke their heads out this year. Many words come to mind seeing these young reptiles struggling to start their lives. Tiny, green, determined, cute. But perhaps the most appropriate is vulnerable. Facing natural predators, poachers, and pollution, how many will survive this formidable gauntlet?
Turtles don't have any parental care, so after laying the eggs, that's it. The mother forgets about the nest, and the hatchling will emerge on their own, depending on the temperatures. So with the connection between the mother and the hatchling, there's no connection. There's no parental care between the mother turtle and the hatchling. So after emerging, it's everyone to herself or himself.
Only 1 in 1,000 of these babies will see their first birthdays. Although with luck, they can live up to 100. At this size, there are many predators inside and outside the sea that may eat them.
Turtles live in water while tortoises live on land. And then turtles cannot retract their limbs and head, unlike the tortoises, whereby if you're trained to poke at tortoise, they can hide themselves, they sort of cringe in their shell. And I would say turtles don't have a chance to actually protect themselves because they're very vulnerable. You want to go to them, you want to attack them, they're just there, harmless, but very, very vulnerable to the whole world, to their predators, to humans. So they can do absolutely nothing. They cannot run away, like say, protect themselves from anything.
As they get older, man is their real enemy.
Most of the locals will believe that when they take turtle meat, they will be free from diseases. Their kids won't get sick. And some of them still believe when they eat turtle meat, they become strong in bed.
It is not just poaching that turtles have to fear. They get caught in propellers, hooked on lines, develop fibroids, tumors, and other diseases, are crowded out of their habitat by tourists and sometimes villagers. They lose their food sources as mangroves are destroyed, swallow plastics which choke or starve them. But here in the Watamu area of the Kenyan coastline, where a great concentration of turtles live, there are people, turtle heroes perhaps, who are doing what they can to keep this species alive.
My name is Thuku Kariuki. I work for local ocean conservation, Watamu Turtle Watch, and basically I am the Watamu Turtle Watch coordinator.
My name is Ruth Carissa, and I'm the Eco Visitor Coordinator, although I also do tours to visitors who come and visit the project.
My name is Kahindi Changawa, and my major work will be seeing how the sick and injured turtles are.
Back in those days, my dad used to work around Watamu as a chef in one of the private houses, so I used to come and visit him when we are on holidays. So one evening we were having a family walk on the beach, and that's when I counted a nest that was hatching. And there were these small creatures were rushing onto the beach. So I didn't know they were hatchlings. So I had to communicate with other people, share the information with other people. Lucky enough, I found Kahindi, who was already working with turtles. So I was really motivated to know more about turtles. So I started with volunteering with the project.
I would count myself as the most privileged person to be able to work with the turtles in general. I do find it exciting. I've done this work for the last 19 years, and it is the most exciting work that I could tell anyone. I've worked in the office, I didn't like it that much. I've worked in the house, I did not like that. But that interaction with the turtles, that rescue, it gives you energy that you're doing something good to that particular creature and to the environment altogether. And you feel it is through you that you are giving that creature a second chance to live.
I've been here for 8 years. This is my 9th year. And when I came to Local Ocean Trust, I was so green about turtles. I absolutely knew nothing about turtles. And I was asking myself, what am I coming to do here? But then my former boss, who's my boss now, actually came to me and said, Ruth, can you please come and join me into the conservation world? And I'm like, what do you expect me to do? I know nothing about turtles. And she said, I have faith in you, you can do this. And I said, if I don't take that step, I wouldn't know what it is really. So I resigned from my old job, got into my new conservation world, and I was quite happy to be there because it's been an amazing journey for those 8 years.
All are with the Local Ocean Trust, the sea turtle's best friend in the heavily turtle-populated Watamu region.
Turtles are very important. For example, we have the hawksbill turtles, who are, we always say an ecosystem that has turtles is an indicator of a healthy ecosystem. So we have turtles around, and while they're there, for example, the hawksbills are they feed on soft corals and sponges, and that is not actually feeding everything. They're actually cleaning those corals so that they can grow healthy. And as we know, corals are a home to a lot of a home to a very big number of marine species. So if the turtles are playing that role to make sure that the other organisms in the ocean or the marine species are in a healthy ecosystem, then that's one of the main things that they actually play. And then we also have the green turtles who feed on seagrass. They also play that part where they clean the ocean, or they take control of the seagrass in the ocean. Without them, then the ocean will be choking with seagrass, which is not meant to be. So white turtles are very, very important.
Every turtle found injured or ensnared where Ocean Trust operates is rescued and, if possible, brought back to health.
We cover quite a vast area. Okay, within Watamu, we would go all the way to Mayungu and then all the way around to Uyombo, Roka. So it's quite a large area. These are the people or the areas that we work with closely with the communities and the fishermen around these areas.
Well, we have towards south, we extend towards Wesa, which is close to Kilifi. And then northern end, we extend to Marereni, which is quite a distance from Malindi, I would say like maybe 30 to 40 kilometers from Malindi. And again, because we liaise with the other organization, we get 6 turtles as fast from Lamu, flown by plane to Watamu to get them here to get them treated.
When we return, an injured turtle goes into surgery. Will she make it back to the wild? These children go to Dongokundu Primary School in Watamu. They have been learning about sea turtle conservation for 3 years.
Feed on soft corals and sponges. We need to save these species. We need to make sure that they're there for the future generations. I mean, our children, our children's children. It's something that has to be carried on, because if we don't do that, turtles are almost extinct, and we don't do that, then what next? Will our kids be learning about turtles just in movies or just in books, in storybooks? No, we want them to see the real thing. So that alone is a driving thing for me, because I need to go and make sure that whatever I'm educating people is being implemented out there. And working with kids is also something that I really enjoy, because kids are the future. They grow up knowing what's expected of them, and they're so innocent, but you need to tame them from the word go when they're still very young, and they grow up knowing that whatever we're doing has some impact in the future.
Unfortunately, the toughest lessons they learn are about how fragile the turtles are and the many ways that humans threaten their lives.
I love turtle because why they swim and they have colorful color. I come here to look ocean. I like where we clean the beach and we treat the turtle when they are sick.
Watu tunafunzwa kuhusu wanyama baharini, kasa kama vile samaki na wanyama wengine. Inatusaidia kuelimisha watu na kuambia wasile makasa na wasiwaue.
Kwa mfano zile takataka zikiingia kwa bahari, kasa ni za kuona kama ni chakula, kama leatherback. Akiona ile plastic ama paper bag kwenye maji na anaambiwa leatherback, anakula jellyfish. Kwa hivyo akiona ina flow vile, ataona kama ni jellyfish, atakula. Akikula hawezi kuisaga, kwa hivyo inaweza kumpatia madhara.
Sometimes, young people can make a big difference.
I always love telling this story to people. There's this boy that came through our education program, and they learnt about turtles. And when he was home, because we're living near the ocean, most of the kids come around this area, he encountered a man with a turtle. In fact, he was actually collecting seagrass. And so the child was so curious to know why he's doing that. And he was very open to say that I've got a turtle in my house. And he was like, a turtle in your house? How do you keep a turtle in your house? And he was like, it's in my bathroom. And what's your intention? Why do you keep a turtle in your bathroom? I think he's meant to be in the wide ocean. And so the man was sort of a bit baffled, I'd say, because he didn't expect this from a young boy. And he was like, actually, I'm not quite sure. And so the kid was like, can I call the rescue people to come and rescue the turtle? So I think being an innocent child, questioning someone who's mature, it really hit them. It really hit him so much, because he was quite shocked. And he was happy to do that. So the child went back to the school, told his teacher, who then called us, and we went and rescued the turtle that was there for 3 days. So he was our hero. It meant that whatever we've been teaching them is something that's really sticking to them, and they can actually take action towards what is around them, which is an amazing thing.
One of the Turtle Watch weekly activities is the Turtle Patrol.
So today we're here, this is what we call turtle anti-poaching survey. And the objective of doing this is looking for all turtle remainings, the turtles which were caught, that have been caught as targeted by the spear gun fishermen. They usually slaughter them here. This is the place where they slaughter them most, butcher them, and then they would take the carapaces plus the plastron, they just hide them in the vegetation around here. And then after that, they would transport the meat to places where they know they can easily sell.
They usually find about 20 bones a day during the survey, but sometimes they catch a poacher in the act.
But some time back, we had an anti-poaching survey exercise, and we did it in collaboration with the Casual Service. A fisherman was caught red-handed, still on the process of butchering a turtle. He was arrested and jailed. There was a fight, of which, in respect to our undercover guys, they reported to us that they had a fundraising session, like all fishermen along this stretch, and they raised the fine that had been charged by the court, and they released him. And then there was another story that he followed. When he was released, the guys wanted to hold a party, like a welcome party. So they went out hunting for turtles, and that was the meat that they ate in that party. To be honest, there is no particular greatest threat to the turtles, but then in general, man is the greatest threat to turtle population.
Kahindi has a tough job. Besides going out to find dead turtles, he tends to the sick ones.
All turtles which are caught by fishermen, they reported them to the coordinator of the turtle bycatch program. All turtles that are collected or rescued from them, the sick and injured ones are the ones which are brought to the turtle rehabilitation unit. So when they arrive here, we usually conduct a diagnosis to understand where the problem is. For anything simple that we can handle, then we take care of that, especially when the turtle are brought to us exhausted. Then we know it's something simple that we keep the turtle quiet, give it some time to recover, and then we set the turtle free when you're convinced that it's safe to do so. The turtles which stay with us for more than a month, then we do not usually just set the turtle free. We usually take the turtle for sea bath, where we attach a leash on the shoulder, swim with the turtle to assess how the turtle behaves underwater. And then when we're convinced that it's safe to set the turtle free, then again we take the final details and allow the turtle to go. The other problems that we register with our turtles which are brought to us via the turtle bycatch program, some of them do come in with the tumors, which are viral disease, and it's believed it's chemical related disease.
Thankfully, Kahindi does have his share of happy endings.
This is the turtle that we registered with a hook embedded down the throat that we reported to the vet, who came and he did a surgery with the objective of removing the hook. The hook was way down past the throat, so the surgery was successful altogether. We still have this turtle here, but there is good progress after the surgery. She's been on a dose of antibiotics plus anti-inflammation. She's just finalizing the dose tomorrow, and then after that, maybe we may choose to keep the turtle again for another day, just doing final observations. Otherwise, the turtle, there is a good response with the turtle in respect to that surgery, and in the course of this week, we'll be releasing it.
After a week, this turtle gets a second chance back into nature's arms. Next week, how did the communities that used to poach turtles become the saviors of their environment?